Welcome everyone. Good morning. It's 9:11 on the clock. I have a very special message from when I woke this morning. So let's go ahead first and take a deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to you guys. Okay, I have a message for you. I did a 3D, 4D, 5D union read, and then a 4D, 5D, 6D union read, and then the twin flame read, okay? But they should be pretty quick actually. So, before I stab myself with my little tool here, I have this is the 3D, 4D, 5D union read. So the 3D is the bottom row, 4D, 5D, the left is the divine feminine, right is divine masculine, the center is the bridge between. Here's the incoming divine feminine, the outgoing divine masculine, the underlying energy, and the closing card. All right, so that's the 3D. And then here is the 4D, 5D, 6D read. And then here is the union read, or excuse me, the twin flame read for both the divine masculine and feminine. And they're all the SIRIAN STARSEED deck is the main deck, and here's the 7-deck clarified read for the twin flames. Okay. So the message I got this morning was, well, I was awakened at 5:33 this morning. And I never like to get up that early, but I was awakened because the doorbell rang. So I opened my eyes to look at the clock to see what time it was and realized I wasn't sure if I actually heard the doorbell or not, right? So I didn't know if it was in my dream or real, so I waited to see if the doorbell rang again. And I realized there was no one at the door, but I was having a dream with my sister, and she was in a hospital cafeteria, and I couldn't believe why she was I couldn't understand why she was believing what they were feeding her. And I couldn't remember the details of what that was. It was like on the tip of my tongue, but I couldn't get it back. And then, so here's the doorbell ringing at 5:33 this morning. And then I went right back to sleep because I was so tired. And then at 5:55, I awakened again because I saw a ton of bouquets of multicolored roses being delivered. Okay. So then I decided to wake up. I was still really tired because it was only 6 a.m. But, and then I was doing a healing hour after that. But it was a really beautiful message. You know, we had the ring at the doorbell, and then I literally saw someone with like more roses that he could possibly carry, all different bouquets of colors depending on the person, right, being delivered. And this morning, the songbird has been doing nothing but singing to me. And it's a beautiful sunny day outside. I was seeing lots of buttercups and all the yellow and purple so-called weeds in the grass this morning, really popping. And yeah, just a beautiful day. All right, so let's get right into these reads. Okay, so today's the 14th of April, and yesterday was the 13th of April. So yesterday was the death card of the 13, and the day added up to the 22, or the Fool. So the leap of faith into the new cycle. And then the death. So it's like the death and the rebirth, literally. And then today would be then the 14 of the Temperance card, patience and balance, the higher love. And then the 22 going into the King of Wands, the man of passion, right? The new cycle. So this first read for the 3D, 4D, 5D, and I did this again to show you a comparison of what it's like to be in the 3D energies, or are you in the 4, 5, 6D energies, to see what you're actually playing in. So at 3:30 yesterday afternoon, we did the 3D, 4D, 5D read here. The King of Wands was the underlying energy, which is today's day, 10 of Swords, and then the 10 of Pentacles. So this is the summary energies, from the underlying energy to the central card to the 10 of Pentacles, which was the closing card. So in this deck, the King of Wands is very much the shaman. They could be native Indian, shaman energy, anything like that. That 70s show comes up too. Could be somebody getting high, who knows. But the shaman, regarding the portal to the new earth, ending pain to start the bliss for the 10 of Pentacles, dream, family, business, community, the world, heaven on earth. With not the flower child, but the crystal child partner. The incoming divine feminine is the 8 of Cups, the wheel, the great wheel, and the Knight of Wands. Walking away from 5 or 4.5 of 8 to come together with 3 cups left, or 3.5, or 2.5, I guess, 3.5. So if it's 5, there's 3 left, and if there's 4.5, there's 3.5 left, which was significant, because then the 3.5, 3.5 and 7-year thing from the Bible was coming up regarding the journey of the twins. So it's literally a 3.5 and 7-year journey. And that could be, in some cases, what am I getting? 3.5 and then 2.5. Like, it doesn't have to be exactly even as far as the journey of the masculine and the feminine each. But destined Adam ant, and here the Adam again was being broken up to at home and at home with your aunt, whether that's your aunt person or your aunt. In the 3 world split, 3D, 4D, 5D, or 4D, 5D, 6D actually, circling around the sun to catch their tail, their story. The center of the flower of life, the 0 point, the 4D bridge, the circle around it is the repeating patterns away from the middle, and then the need to return to center again, right? Because when you keep repeating the patterns that aren't serving you, you detach from the center. So this is, you have to consciously come back to center again, which is the practice, the spiritual practice every day of being present, where everything happens, the 0 point. The Knight of Wands with the slow burn, and the indigo and gold royalty. The 3D energies here is the transition, the Queen of Cups, and the 10 of Wands. The divine feminine transition out of 3D. So you'll notice this when I do the 3D, 4D, 5D, or the 4D, 5D, 6D reads. In the 3D, the feminine's pretty much always with a card that kind of is taking her out of the 3D. Okay, so here's the transition card. She's not here, she's in the portal. The transition of the divine feminine out of 3D, the divine feminine following the light to out of the divine masculine. Keep writing the divine feminine twice. That may be a message there. The divine masculine following the light to out of the dungeon. So in this read, both of them were pretty much out of the 3D. Flame in hand, wounded warrior behind, right? That's burning the past, letting go of the wounds. The bridge between the Queen of Cups in the lap of luxury, in the falls, drinking wine perhaps, with space all to herself. In the 4D here is the 5 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, and the 3 of Cups. The divine feminine expansion, the waves, and the pursuit of happiness, and maybe focus on the twin flame waves, and the divine masculine coming together, or reunion, or a goodbye, with friends and family, bridging by massage, bliss, or ending the pain cycle here. In the 5D is the 6 of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles, sovereign, and the Ace of Cups. The divine feminine leaning 5 off the bridge, and I was getting the energy of the cell duplication, where in cell duplication it's very much like a fire drill, right? Where first there's a lot of disorganized cells, and then the teacher lines the kids up, all in a line, gets them organized to go out the door, the portal, right? So it's that same kind of energy of cell division. The 4D disorganized after the alarm, and then the 5D all lined up at the door with one in charge. And that could be one fully charged as well, charged energetically. So at 4:02, which is the Emperor and the High Priestess, the Divine Masculine exuding with love after a reunion of 3 and 5, saying goodbye and finding their own way to the Ace of Cups, Aqua Love, at the end. So Aqua Lung can also be coming up there. Bridging by the 9 of Pentacles, the Pure Sovereign, the Wise Bird, or with Wise Counsel, the Queen of Cups in the 3D, the Sovereign in the 5D bridge, the painful transformation from water to earth, in the cycle of air first, and then fire, and then water, and then earth. It took a long time to get there. The Divine Feminine transitioned into fire and desire, and the hunt to organize, alchemize, and transmute. The Divine Masculine working hard to get to the watery emotions, to gather. You notice the hunter and gatherer energies here. To gather, to please, and love self ultimately and unconditionally, both heading towards being leaders in the 5D. The bridge here being the Queen of Cups, ending pain and betrayal, with Sovereign or 2 girls or 2 women who shouldn't share the same space. The outgoing Divine Masculine is the 4 of Swords, the Page and Cups, the page, 2 pages here, the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. The Divine Masculine on break, rest and relaxation, R&R, curious about abilities, an opening heart, or 2 kids that are open to the 10 of Pentacles, dream family, heaven on earth. The Divine Feminine with Libra and Scorpio on their side, and the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands. The Divine Masculine with no major arcana on their side, and the 2 pages, the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. In the middle is the Queen of Cups and the Sovereign on the bridge. And the number for this read overall was 66, which is the Queen of Pentacles. We had the horizontal pillars of 26, 18, and 22, which is the Page of Wands, the Moon, and the Fool. And the vertical pillars were 8, 11, 19, 14, 4, and 10, which is Strength, Justice, the Sun, Temperance, Emperor, and the Wheel. So we've inspired at night to leap, the Page of Wands, inspired at night to leap to the Queen of Pentacles. And then the dance on the other side of Justice exposed to Patient, Angel, and the Emperor destined to the Queen of Pentacles. So then we have the 4D, 5D, 6D read. This was at 417, which is the Emperor and the Star. Hold on one second. I got to adjust my butt. Okay, so this was the underlying energy of the Queen of Wands. So you notice the first underlying energy was the King of Wands. Here, the underlying energy is the Queen of Wands. The central energy is the 2 of Cups, and then the transition is at the end. The Queen of Wands, fire starter, connecting to transition. And then the incoming Divine Feminine energies were the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is still here. Now we have the King and Queen of Wands, both on the feminine side. Reason, which is the Emperor, and Alchemy, which is the Temperance card, the Patient Angel, and the Higher Love. The King of Wands and the Emperor patiently alchemizing and mastering human rays of the King and Queen of Wands, Aries, Sag, and Leo, all coming up the fire signs, watching the shaman, and then answered Aries' questions as the Queen of Wands, Leo, with fiery hands and glowing crown, and the Sagi's placeholder of a higher love, and notice Sagi's God, that's my nickname for God, Sagi's placeholder of a higher love, as the Knight of Wands moved back to the other side, to the Divine Masculine. The 4D here is the Knight of Pentacles, the Wheel, and the Knight of Wands. The Divine Feminine proposal of crystal light, the Divine Masculine with a slow burn and royal lineage, bridging with the Wheel, the placeholder of destiny, at home, with tail between their legs, or 2 knights challenge for the flower of life, the 0 point, no point, it's just the way guys are. The 5D of the Knight of Swords, the 2 of Cups, and the 5 of Pentacles. The Divine Feminine in the 5D Messenger of Truth, on a rock under a tree, passing message to Rockstar in 6D bridge in order to pass it on up there. Adding sparkle to Indigo Jacket, and the Divine Masculine Hermit in the Mary Magdalene Cave, in exile from the group below. The 6D is the 3 of Wands, the Star, and the 5 of Swords. The Divine Feminine present, gift of the flame, the magenta skies, and the Divine Masculine growing from frog to prince, juggling 3 orphans blind men, and saving two for later, atop Mount Everest, bridging with rock star, healer, music, and music of the spheres, walking like an Egyptian, Sirius, star power. And then at 439, which is the Emperor and the Knight of Cups, the Divine Feminine and the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, both offering, but the Divine Feminine in 60 with heart open wide to flame a higher love. The Divine Masculine, and by the way, today's 414, it's the Jewish holiday for the warrior, those who have passed. The Knight of Wands, the Divine Masculine, the Knight of Wands with the 4D small flame, and an offer in 5D of the Hermit rescinded until he grows up in the 60, transcendental. The bridge here being destiny of the Two of Cups, the etheric rock stars to come down to earth, or join the frog on the beach. The Divine Feminine focused on one, the Divine Masculine on multiples, a group of 5, or getting back into the group. 3 Knights comes out to 416, and I was getting Space Jam. The bridge, the destiny, the high vibration of the Two of Cups, giving tours of constellations. The outgoing Divine Masculine is the 6 of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups, still having trouble talking today. It's been 3 days now. Leading 5 to sovereignty and self-love in the transition to another realm. And I'd written the Galactic Federation at the top of the page. There's something significant there as well. So the Divine Feminine had Aries and Sagittarius on her side, and then the King and Queen of Wands, also with the Emperor over there, and the Knight of Pentacles and Knight of Swords. A lot of masculine energy on the feminine side. On the masculine side was only Scorpio, and then the Knight of Wands and the Sovereign. Aquarius and Libra join in the 5D bridge in the middle between them. The number for this read came out to be 31, which is the 5 of Wands, expansion, conflict, battles, games, fun, acting, the pursuit of happiness, and the quest for the impossible dream. So we had the horizontal lines added to 8, 7, and 16, or the Strength card, Chariot, and the Tower. So 3 major arcana. The strong Chariot out of nowhere, out of the puff of smoke again, expanding in a sudden event at the Tower with Leo, Cancer, and Scorpio. The vertical pillars came out as 0, 0, 0. And I've been noticing the more clear the feminine side becomes, the less numbers show up on her side. So there's no numbers on the feminine side today. 0, 0, 0. And then we have 3, 2, 10, 6, 9, 1 for the over here. So the journey, the High Priestess, well, the journey, but also the Empress and the High Priestess, the Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, the Hermit, and the Magician. So triple zeros are a lot of source embodiment backing them up. The journey of the destined lovers, the Hermit and the Magician expanding here with Taurus, Pisces, Libra, Gemini, Virgo, and Aries. So now we get into the Twin Flame read where the SIRIAN Starseed deck was cut at 5 on the dot. So the 5 of the Hierophant, but also expansion, freedom, and change, backed up by double zeros, source embodiment, backing you up with the SIRIAN Starseed deck cut. And Sirius was coming up significantly today for 4/14, 2021. The holiday for the warrior, the fallen warrior. And then at 5:10, action was coming up, ECTION. I actually didn't look it up. You can look that up. Look up in Wiktionary and put it in the comments if there's a definition for action, ECTION. But ION is connection. And I'm trying to think, is there anything random that's off the top of your head that's ECT? I mean, for me, it's my maiden name is Cope, so EC is my initials. And then the T's been coming up as timeout in the connection. So maybe it's the Divine Feminine timeout in the connection at 5:10, which is the Hierophant and the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, the turn for the better, destiny. And then at 5:19, Drops of Jupiter, the song was coming up from the masculine. Now back in the atmosphere, I'm afraid that you may think of me as plain old Jane. And that's what, when I was clarifying the card that was describing the twins here, the 5 of Swords. And then I finished clarifying at 521, which is the Hierophant in the world, completion, with the major arcana, karma, which is judgment, alchemy, which is the temperance card, lovers, and then reflection, which is the hermit. Before the read is Starseed or the Fool, and guidance or the Hierophant. And after the read, the Tower came up. Those of you not familiar, I always pull 5 cards, not always 5, but usually 5 cards before and after the read, which makes the read actually a 21 card read. We have 2 swords, 2 wands, 1 pentacle, and 2 cups. So lots of 2s here, very well balanced. And then the Knight of Wands was the only court card within the main body of the read. Before the read, the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Swords came up, and after the read, actually the Page of Cups came up within the read as well. The Knight of Wands and the Page of Cups. And then the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Swords before the read. We also had the 9 of Pentacles, which isn't a court card, but the 9 of Pentacles, Sovereign, was in the read, and the 9 of Wands, the Wounded Warrior, the holiday today, was after the read. We had, as far as numbers in this read, triple 8s, so very significant for the twins, dancing side by side, and then the third 8, the crazy 8s, knocks them over into the infinity symbol. We have the 55 of the Truth, the Ace of Swords, the 66 of the Queen of Pentacles, and the 99 of the compassion, endings, and universal selflessness, reminding us to keep that vibration high with 910, begin again and again and again. But we also had 2212, which is the Fool, and the Hangman, which also includes the 21 number, which is the completion of the world. The code line was all about 65 in teaching and learning and love. And then we also had 56, which is the 2 of Swords. 89 is the Phi energy for me, the reflection of the human body temperature, 98. 68 of the Page of Pentacles, and then again 910, begin again, which I told you already. The code line being about love and teaching and learning, and the number 65, which is the King of Pentacles. And the messages that came up here say, I was getting like Mr. Rogers, can you say Phi, which is that expansion and contraction, the dance that we do on the bridge of the 65 and the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, seeing the key at the height of halftime, right? The break, which is also that 0 point, right? Between, merging the polarizations. So also I'm fine was coming up to own or to have ownership of the 65, which can be the King of Wands, or that may be a highway as well, but also the Knight of Wands, seeing the key. Seeing the key at the height, again, of teaching and learning and love. Also, an essay. Oh, I was getting this as an essay like you'd write to spin, but now I'm getting it as the essay like a lab draw essay. To spin, like when you spin in the centrifuge. An essay to spin, bend, twist, confide. So you take it up both ways as the written essay or the centrifuge. To bend, twist, or confide. So sometimes to bend and twist is to be able to confide without letting other people know, right? That God and the lovers, the Sophia 9, expand in change and freedom. And the Hierophant, which is traditional societal norms, but also can be commitment to higher self and God. The Knight of Flames, seeing both the young and old. Right? So the good Knight of Flames, being able to see both young and old as the same, to dare and not be ashamed, right? Because at one age or the other, you're more afraid to dare, and the other age you may be, more ashamed and guilty. So here it's calling you all to be daring and not to be ashamed. Pure I am that I am, in the bridge of the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, seeing the key at night of love, at the height of love, of teaching and learning, again, to dare and not be ashamed. And now I'm getting the impossible dream. To dare to dream the impossible dream, to fight the impossible foe. With unbearable sorrow, to go Where the brave dare not go. I can't remember all the words, but you can look up the Impossible Dream because that was definitely just coming up. So the 5, and that has to do with the Warrior Day as well. At 5:52 is the Hierophant and the 52 of the Queen of Swords. The 8 of Swords upright starts off the read. Okay, so we have the 8 of Swords here, right? The one who's hiding or imprisoned in their head with the clarifiers on top and the 5 cards down. Below, from the bottom up, is the Starseed reversed, the Queen of Cups reversed, the Guidance upright, and the 5 of Pentacles reversed with the Knight of Swords reversed. So no big download, as the Queen of Cups reversed is with guidance, the Hermit recovering from exile, holding back an announcement or hiding, feeling anxiety or feeling trapped, lacking faith, or Aries reversed and Queen of Cups reversed, and Taurus recovering by lashing out or holding their tongue. The truth presented to temptation, Capricorn waving, the High Priestess, the secret of starting over, Pisces, Virgo, or an aide or a nurse type energy there. This could be a religious person as well. Hiding the truth so the High Priestess can start over with Devil waving goodbye. And that can just be codependencies, addictions, a Capricorn, somebody waving goodbye, your temptation. The Magician upright home, working to align with epiphanies or sudden events, rising above and awakening out of guilt and shame. Suddenly rising above to come out. I was getting come cut here, right here. Oh, I was getting cone cut. It looks like cone cut. So that may be significant for someone out there. Suddenly rising above to come out, or cone cut, to come clean about being glued to the ceiling, an unstable foundation, trying to rise above the little shop of horrors or tower of destruction, as the Magician's upright, keeping an eye out for the Knight of Wands reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, looking for trouble, and the Sovereign upright in her own power. The Knight of Pentacles reversed without balls, perhaps, and the Knight of Wands reversed, paralyzed by their passions, unable to put the brakes on, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, unable to function, or Sovereign holding them down, or Magician and his lovely assistant making 2 others disappear, and then stay optimistic about your love life came up, and beneath that was children are affecting your love life, so why are you letting them? The High Priestess reversed, no longer inspecting every inch, and Leo no longer strong-arming the boar under big palms and big feet. The Queen of Swords reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed, that air energy and fire energy. The one who's coming up is bitter, and the one who's the player, mortally wounded and paralyzed by desire. In all business relationship with cappuccino service, no more leaving pins out or candles lit or ringing bells for attention. And this could be, a mother who's staying at your house and who's ill, who has a bell to ring the bell every time she wants something, so she rings the bell every other second. No more leaving pins out or candles lit or ringing bells for attention. No more rescues. If she burns the house down, so be it. At 6:19, which is the Lovers in the Sun. The Capricorn reversed or Pisces and Leo upright here, perhaps Gemini, and very significantly here, spirituality, number 77, the Sovereign who's in her power, and synchronicities, which is 87, the reflection of 78, the dream family, heaven on earth, which can be grounding that as well into another dimension, right? So on a quest to fight deception of the King of Swords reversed, the good student of the Page of Pentacles called to the principal's office perhaps, or the Queen of Cups upright without options, taking a break. Now the Queen of Cups is only upright right here, the rest of the read she's reversed. So it could be 2 different Queen of Cups, or the same person was upright in this underlying energy but then is reversed the rest of the read. So the good student, the Page of Pentacles, may have been sent to the principal's office or did something wrong, and the Queen of Cups upright without options, taking a break to purge, overwhelmed by the Magician with all their tricks online, focusing on the eye and the crown, the third eye and the crown, the elephant's trunk used to hold water and never forgets. Perhaps a pool hustler here, or keeping an eye on his hands at the casino, or set the fire alarm off to make the sprinklers go off as a distraction so somebody could steal. Or the Queen of Cups is not sleeping well, or with weapon handy just in case someone comes for them, knowing how to protect themselves, or a show of hands, but able to make things disappear, a ghosting. The Queen of Cups funneling into the Magician, like it's like the connection between the feminine and the masculine, where she can funnel from herself through their connection into the Magician. But this can reference literally a magic act too, where someone may question, well, how does the Magician do the act? How does he get that information to the Queen of Cups? Somebody might literally be watching a magician's show, or somebody could be watching the Magician's movie, or like Ocean's 11 came up the other day, so that kind of energy could be coming up. Aquarius and Gemini or Virgo coming up here, and the Magician hiding. Now you see me, now you don't. So that movie could come up. And coming clean or reappearing act for the Sovereign aligning with spirituality. The Page of Cups finding peace, or perhaps spying to see where someone's going at night, but doing it in an innocent way, not in a negative intentional way, right? Just trying to find out where someone's, sneaking away to. So at 6:29 is the Lovers and the Three of Wands being present in the moment. Sundowning, draining, in need of vacation, in disconnect, not seeing eye to eye, or at a distance, not seeing each other face to face. With the world upside down, or the cycle almost done, offering a new life to Virgo with Cancer, or Pisces reversed, or Divine Feminine in the 5D, offering a new life or helping to buy someone a car, or pay for a breakup, a breakdown, or a breakthrough, or a break-in, perhaps helping them out after things were stolen. Not sharing inequity, debt, someone else not coming clean about a scam or a bleeding out or a bleeding heart. Over it, receiving passionate offer from the constant gardener, one reaping rewards, or the Divine Feminine's heart and the third energy between them. The recent past is the Nine of Pentacles upright, the Sovereign in her power, without options or feeling that way, or she implemented a path or she chosen a path, but she can't implement it right now, needing to heal in awakening, to break patterns, to be authentic, knowing and keeping to themselves, justice, divorce, and working to get their ducks in a row or get organized. The Knight of Pentacles reversed with the Wounded Warrior upright, dumping emotional attachments in order to find peace, with rumors, spying, lying, and negative self-talk or bad news. And Aquarius, Capricorn, or Pisces all reversed, and Libra upright here. The foundation being the Six of Wands upright, leading the way post-war, dissatisfied, bringing good news, in energetic exchange with the Ten of Cups reversed, unhappy family, who feels betrayed, or ending pain, or with back issues, and the cycle ending here. Not looking forward to apologies post-war after killing someone in the war. And now there's good news that the war is over, right? So it's like that energy of, all right, we're just all killing each other. So now the war's been called, and now we have to go apologize for killing that person's person. You know what I mean? It's like now we get to be one again, except now I have to apologize to them for killing their child or their husband or for killing them over and over again. The central energy of karma, announcement, the wake-up call, the crown opening, the alignment with awakening to disconnect or distance, not resonating, yet letting them back in, not sharing about debt or inequity or issues with the Queen of Swords reversed. Aquarius suffering in silence or a sister, stressed, purging, not sleeping, and challenged by the Knight of Wands reversed, player falling short. The King of Pentacles, in that very earthy energy, I was thinking Earth, right, of Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus, but I was getting Earth, Wind, and Fire of the King of Pentacles. In the downturn, the twist of fate, the King of Wands, fiery man of passion, needing courage, or to take care of their health better, or to deal with the King of Pentacles, who holds all the cards, right, because he may have all the money. Not time or out of time. I'm getting here now too, out of town. It's not time. Or in the downturn here. Or just someone made an announcement here, or the Libra reversed called the King of Wands, but maybe that wasn't expected. Losing patience and drained by kids, or impatient and sundowning, Sagittarius reversed. We have Leo, Libra, and Sag reversed here, and Aquarius upright. The Three of Pentacles reversed is with the Empress upright, with issues at work, with the Empress and kids. This can be a mother, partner, boss, aunt, grandmother, any kind of Empress here with the kids, but that also can be soulmates. So it could be twins or soulmates, kids. So this Empress and kids energy are soulmates, starting over with the Knight of Wands reversed, duking it out with Atlas, the weight of the world, the burdens, the responsibilities, with an offer of love from the Ten of Cups reversed, family, either very unhappy or an emotional cycle that's so over now, depressed family with anxiety issues, or just feeling imprisoned. Now is the Eight of Cups, the time to walk away, separating from the Queen of Wands, the fiery one with her hands into everything, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, out in the cold, fighting with the Magician, or fighting with Magi or God. Maybe someone doesn't believe in God or is very angry with God, and standing up for themselves, to Lover or Gemini, and then not sleeping or just crying a lot. Presenting the truth is castrating the devil or Capricorn. The prisoner or hostage coming clean to cleaning up the act by spreading rumors, right? So that's not cleaning up the act. This could be a child too, saying they're going to clean up their act and then they go and spread rumors. But they're spreading rumors and then strategizing on how to come together. Or that could be how the Divine Feminine is seen as well at 636, which is the Lovers and the Ten of Wands, which is again that Atlas energy of the weight of the world. The 656 is the Lovers and the Two of Swords, being in your knowing and keeping your energy pure, or being in your knowing and pretending not to know, so you don't have to deal with the situation. There's always two sides of the situation there. Suddenly or with epiphanies, and over it, the Page of Wands reversed, a very frustrated child or uninspired or sick or just with their energy all over the place because they're bored, moving to peace away from the Page of Cups and the Ace of Wands offer, a very passionate project offer, something like that, from the Emperor reversed, perhaps a control freak, with the Queen of Pentacles upright and the King of Cups reversed, who's emotionally detached or depressed or alcoholic, or just having a hard time. The Page of Wands reversed, wounded warrior, with the King of Wands, jealous of the Queen of Pentacles, surrounded with the Emperor reversed and the King of Cups reversed, which is, could be really negative energy. So it's like being jealous because there's men around this person, but the male energy around this person is very coming up as negative here. It also could be two father type energies or two guys duking it out over her, or them blocking her offer of passion and love. The Page of Wands reversed, telling their troubles to the King of Wands. So it could be a father and child. And the King of Wands is coming up upright here as an affectionate man about rejection of a child. Soon as the Page of Cups upright, with open heart open wide, holding on foolishly to the Knight of Swords reversed, with issues at work. And the Queen of Cups reversed, walking away in a break with pay, awakening to sovereign or their own sovereignty. Aries, Cancer, Pisces, and Capricorn all reversed here. Mother and child are also coming up here with the Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups, but the Page is upright. The Page is trying to make the Queen of Cups reversed feel better, but one or the other is not telling about issues at school or work. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Five of Swords reversed. And in this deck, it's very much the frog stretching into the prince. And here it's coming as done stretching and done juggling to get done stretching and juggling. It's like coming up as they've been struggling to get to an imaginary top. So they're done with that. They're done trying to get to any imaginary top, that we always have this illusion of getting to a certain point as opposed to enjoying the journey in the now moment. The Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups reversed, rejected and over it, perhaps the Page of Pentacles hiding behind the Knight of Cups reversed. And Knight of Cups reversed can just be someone who feels rejected, moody, jealous, insincere, but just someone who refuses to be loved, that's, I always see like the moody child, who's just being so annoying because no matter what you do, they're just miserable, right? So perhaps the Page of Pentacles hiding behind them. And then the honeymoon comes up with playfulness for the twins, and Scorpio here, refusing to be told what to do, perhaps by a religious leader or kids. And that can have to do with the dark night, which is the divine masculine, walking over those who stand in their way, which you have to go into your Scorpio in order to do that. So around the twins, or how they're seen, is the alchemy reversed, impatient or wounded warrior, dumping emotional attachments, no longer confused, and the Page of Wands reversed with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, with the Hierophant and Empress, so double Taurus here, running the show, which is like it can be a very patriarchal energy, or can be a very religious energy here. But then again, it could be a very godly energy with someone in their power. But again, the Hierophant and the Empress in this deck are both very much about having control over other people. And we have the Ten of Pentacles family here too. There's a lot of wealth behind them. So it's not coming up as that pure energy. But they're all upright. So they may have good intention. So the Hierophant and the Empress running the show. Sagittarius reversed and Taurus upright times 2. The block here being the Lovers upright, the home and union with the divine feminine, the 5D, receiving an offer. And then love comes up here, teaching and learning, but even more so is the happy ending and patience. And remember, I was going to change patience into pacious, because pacious means authentic. Justice without options, to eat out. The Hermit shedding light on the Knight of Cups reversed, rejected or jealous, with the King of Cups reversed. So that could be a father and child. They can be brothers as well. The hostage, needing to heal from unhappy family, their past lineage, or an emotional cycle, offering love to the burdened one. The Hermit shedding light on those burdens, rejections and jealousies, working to align. The King of Pentacles, the earth energy, earth, wind, and fire was coming up earlier, apart from the group, ending pain of the wounded warrior, not sharing sudden events or epiphanies they've had, with the Six of Cups, children loving each other or twins loving each other, or betrayal of the wounded warrior, debt or scam, may be shocking to the kids or the twins loving each other. Hiding good news, post-war, losing patience, the sovereign wake-up call, and the challenge being the Knight of Wands reversed and the Page of Cups upright, the lovers or affection walking away with the Hermit shedding light, working to end the pain, the wounded warrior in debt or scammed suddenly, or suddenly no longer charitable or no longer willing to settle. Anxiety, prison, hostage, trapped, the sovereign magi with all their tools on board, leading the way to awaken and walk away, challenged by the Knight of Wands reversed post-war with the Page of Cups upright with their heart open wide, with a message of love, perhaps losing patience with lover and the Hermit, or with Gemini and Virgo working to end the pain, and the victim mentality, no longer settling or suddenly with twin at 7:19, which is the Chariot and the Sun. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull some oracle cards, and it's now 43:40 on the clock here, which is the Three of Cups coming together and the Page of Cups, who is upright, and on the clock it's 9:55 of the Hermit and the Truth. So the Hermit and the Truth, and the coming together with the Page of Cups and the Hermit. And the Truth coming together. So for everybody watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned, what do we need to know and learn for the twins today? What is our takeaway for the twins? Take another deep breath. There's the 19 of that anxiety coming up. Okay, so again, feeling imprisoned in your head, just hiding more than anxiety was coming up. Hiding, and then we have the 37 of the third chakra, Archangel Shemuel, which is the King of Cups, and he is also reversed in this read. So the moon, There may be some anxiety or feeling that need to hide around the new moon, not ready to come out yet, perhaps. You know, the 37 of unconditional love is coming up with conditions here. And then we have the 8 of indecision. So going back into that indecisive mode, which of course causes anxiety. So it could be just vacillating in and out, right? Becoming really confident and then getting scared again and going back in. But this can be both the feminine and the masculine, right? The feminine with anxiety, the masculine with conditions of love, or perhaps emotional detachment, feeling emotionally unavailable, depressed, or with alcohol issues. And then here's that indecision energy as well, getting stuck, feeling indecisive as opposed to just deciding to do nothing, right? You have to be firm in what you want. If you feel uncomfortable, you haven't made the right decision because it's your higher self still telling you haven't made a decision yet. And to do nothing is to make a decision. But if you've not made a decision and you're still feeling uncomfortable in your skin, it's your higher self nagging at you to do something specific. So here's the 8 of the dance between your masculine and feminine. So maybe the choice is only to switch energies between your masculine and feminine here. That's all they're calling for, right? Maybe you're in the feminine, you're anxious, you need to switch to your masculine, and vice versa. So the bottom of the deck here is, and then there's victory if you do that, which is 28. That's the twin flames. The bottom of the deck is the 53 of the Knight of Swords, the messenger of truth, right? With the infinity symbol above their head and their hands all open and powerful. And here's the community behind them, backing them up. The 7 of the Chariot, the vehicle of ascension, the community support. And then the leader who's working into the, through the night at 3 o'clock in the morning, being awakened to do healing work. This is the message I'm getting today. So that's the underlying energy, kind of open 24 hours a day. And then we have the journey of love. Let's see what the journey of love wants to tell us. Journey of love. I was just getting, you know how we've been getting the fire signs portals, the Aries portal, the Lionsgate portal, and then the Saggy portal, which is coming up as the Centaur. I was just getting that this Aries portal has to do with the Pleiadian portal, and then of course the Lionsgate is Sirius. And I don't know what Sagittarius is being referenced as. I'm getting Andromedan. Well, that felt right. All right, let's see here about the journey of love. What is our takeaway message here? When you say something and then all of a sudden you have this big, deep breath and it just kind of settles you into your body, you know that's your heart receiving the truth. So you need to really identify how your heart reacts when you say a lie and when you say a truth, and then you will always know the answers, right? It's a very subtle difference though, so you really have to practice that. So your sweet soul rising of the 20 in judgment, and here's that Page of Cups energy of that unconditional love, that very sweet, innocent love, being open, and also could be a message of love. But the 20 of judgment's coming here, which comes off as very sweet judgment, right? Because a little kid with an open heart may say something very bluntly to you that's maybe very judgmental, but they're saying it in the sweetest of ways. They're not meaning to hurt anyone. They're just saying what they see. Sweet soul rising. And then we have 3 to 1, which includes the child, right? 3, 2, 1, jump. Allow the universe to float you to the 10 as opposed to counting to 10. So we're dealing with child energy here. Instead of counting to 10 when your child's frustrating you, count to 3 and take that quantum leap. And look, they're taking the quantum leap. And then I was just talking about this yesterday, asking you guys if you remember dreaming when you were young about running and jumping to fly, which is exactly this picture here. There's an energy too about allowing your children to leave the nest. Like this is the birdie sending their little birds out to fly. Come on, try, leap. And being very supportive, right? They're standing back and letting the child go out on their own and watching very patiently 3, 2, 1, jump. Don't you love how these cards come together? So we have the 10 of destiny and the 20 of judgment, right? They're probably making all sorts of remarks about, I can't do this, right? But here you're there to just support and allow them to judge themselves if they want, but go through the experience so then they can learn for themselves. That's so cute. And then we have the old man there, right? The one who's wise and has experience and now has to learn what it's like to have to deal with someone who's very loving. My parents totally experienced this. So I'm going to go back to that card, but I want to show you the underlying deck first. The 42 of the 2 of Cups and the blood dance. This has to do with, the blood dance has to do with going out to the extremities, away from yourself, and then coming back to the heart again, right? The dance of the blood. The 2 of Cups, going out to your partner and then coming back to yourself. And beneath that's dream a little of the 51, which is the King of Swords. And here's the feminine being very aware of what the King of Swords may need, you know, the pulse of the dance. So going back to these 2 cards, when I was talking about my parents is, you know, people who are very sure and intellectual in their lives, who also may be very snobby about who they associate with. Maybe they don't respect people who are kind. Maybe they only respect people who are intellectual. So they end up at the end of their life depending on those that they didn't respect, the ones who care for them, the ones who love them. And that comes up as that innocent child, but also the aides and nurses that maybe they didn't respect before now are the ones loving them and taking care of them. So they're learning a whole new lesson, right? When they're dependent on somebody else. So then we have the Swan of the Knight of Pentacles and the 44 of the 4 of Cups, the grounding, integrating of receiving of love, very much this energy that I just described. And the 67 is the loyal, humble servant, taking care of them, the sweet one, the innocent, simple one, the bird on the branch, the swan, the beauty. Isn't that beautiful? How I wasn't even noticing that as I'm telling you what that card was expressing. So here's your aide taking care of, you know, the old person in the old folks' home, you know, no matter what their issue is. Okay, so here's the parents letting the child go. Here is the aide letting the old person go. It's so perfect, okay? They're both letting them go from the nest. This one's letting them go out on their own, and this one's releasing them to cross over. To be the support, to not do things for them, but support them on their journey here and on their journey home. Their journey home to themselves, ultimately, on both sides. Because you're really not dying, you're just going to another dimension. You're finished this lesson, this life. So what are we going to read here? I'm going to read, the first one out is 20, Sweet Soul Rising. And this one says, you may feel lost in your own thoughts and feelings. This is the sweetness of surrender into another world. It's time to dream, to wonder, not to be clear and sharp right at this precise moment. If you have a clear plan, let it become soft and feel your heart open to allowing whatever may be. We might believe that it is through tough action and dynamic assertiveness that we make our way through the world. Yet sometimes the sweetness of the soul rises, and instead we can flow gently with the currents of the cosmic ocean. Unsure of where we're headed, but safe in the truth that all waters naturally return to the ocean, where they are all wanting to go eventually anyway, which we were just talking about. You can use your own efforts to swim to your destination against the current at times, or you can float on the sweet love of your own soul as it enjoys the privilege of getting to know itself as one with the divine. This oracle brings you guidance now. Surrender and flow. This is not the time to assert your will and try to make things happen, no matter how much you may want or believe that you should. There's something much bigger happening, and everything is going to turn out perfectly according to a far larger plan. That includes your well-being too, beloved. Sometimes we have to let go of our expectations about how that bigger plan will be achieved and just let it happen, trusting that it will actually take place even without us striving to make it so. This is one of those times. And again, that's all about letting go of control issues. The poem here reads, take a deep breath. With innocence, I share my heart. a smile expressing with a tear, sweet words and feelings that impart everything that I hold dear. The promise of a blossom high, the air is bathed in fragrant scent. To reach the sun you have to fly, desire wells with love that's meant. To wait for heaven's soft embrace, a fruit so firm and succulent, God's promise must remain so chaste, while passion's glow is slowly spent. Such patience born with time's insight, my soul doth burn in embers light, and savors fresh and moist and ripe, the gift of love when it is right. Okay, so it's all about the timing of it, right? When you need to learn that lesson as to who you will receive love from or who you will give love to. I want to read 3 to 1 as well, which is number 10, the turn for the better, the wheel, the destiny. There is a heavenly child in your midst, and you notice these are both very much about that Page of Cups energy. It may be within your heart, in your womb, a glimmer in your eye, soon to be. This child holds the key to the fulfillment of a process that is happening for you now. The child might be a physical culmination of your marriage or a commitment to another. It might be a symbolic birthing of a new self after a time of learning to bring male energies of protection and discernment together with female energies of feeling and creativity, and we talked about that too. Whether within yourself or in your relationship with another, the child might symbolically be a new life, an improved relationship, a book, a new job, a completely renewed way of dealing with what was once a challenging issue and so soon will not be an issue for you anymore, just to name some examples. From masculine to feminine to child, so here again we're talking about the dance between your masculine and feminine and your inner child, there's now just one, a new reality dawning with grace. This oracle holds a message for you. New life is upon you now. You're being reborn and you will give birth to what is meant for you in this lifetime. There's no need to worry. Just pray with an open heart that you may be supported to fill your destiny. You already are, of course, but prayer can help you realize it. The rest is in the loving and capable hands of the divine. And the poem reads, love is what makes the heart beat faster, the lump in my throat, the feeling of missing you so much that I can't wait to be with you again. And then we are, and I look into your eyes deeper, and I know the unspoken words that say I love you, and feel words in return. How short each lifetime seems, but what I feel with you lasts forever. May love be the compass that guides you on the course of a lifetime. Make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, and do whatever you want. Rise and be loved, guys. I will see you soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.